Yo, what's happening? Oh man, another Friday night. There's too much content on out here, bro. This is a crazy weekend. Iron Fist came out on Netflix. Triple G fight tomorrow. Rick Ross album came out. Rick Ross album is phenomenal. There's nobody out here in these streets who got a better ear for production, at least rap production, when it comes to Rick Ross. Oh my God, Rick Ross is phenomenal. But I'm here. Another episode of Uncommon Sense Live comes on tonight, 11:30 p.m. My lips chapped. 11:30 p.m. MTV2. We got Killer Mike. Killer Mike's gonna be on the show tonight. Got a lot to talk about. I think it's a good week for Killer Mike to be on. You know, Killer Mike is one of those. Killer Mike's one of my top 6, 7 favorite MCs of all time. I've been telling y'all that for years. My favorite MCs of all time are T.I., Nasir Jones, Jay-Z, Young Jeezy, Killer Mike, Scarface, okay, and Ghostface Killer. Those are my favorite rappers of all time. So, you know, and if you know anything about Killer Mike, he's always been very vocal about social issues, very socially conscious brother on the mic and off the mic. He even had a song called Ronald Reagan, when he said he wanted Ronald Reagan to burn in hell for, you know, contributing to the crack epidemic of the 80s. So it's going to be really dope to have him on, because this is a good week to have him on with everything going on with Snoop Dogg, you know, with his video where it was satire, but, you know, he was killing the clown that represented Donald Trump. And then, you know, Bow Wow had to just jump in out of nowhere. You know what Bow Wow reminds me of? Bow Wow was that friend who, like, just jumps in when he ain't got no business jumping in. You remember in Juice? Remember in the movie Juice? When they ran up into the, freaking, the store, to rob the store, and they already had the money. Like, they had the money, they was about to leave the store, and then Tupac just shot the dude for no motherfucking reason. That's what Bow Wow be doing. Everything be under control, everything be good, and then Bow Wow just jumps out of nowhere and does something that fucks everything up. Because I saw the people on Fox News saying they feel like Bow Wow, they was like somebody should kill him, like the Secret Service is visiting. Because there's a difference between what Snoop and Bow Wow did. Even though I don't think what Snoop did was, you know, the smartest thing to do, simply because you don't want them people on your ass like that. But at least Snoop can say, look, mine was art. Bow Wow just jumped out the window and was like, we're gonna kidnap your wife and put her in human sex trafficking. That's how you got to think how white conservatives look at that shit. They don't look at it like how we look at it. I understood what Bow Wow meant when Bow Wow said, we'll take your wife and then pimp her. But the conservative white people, that means kidnapping and human sex trafficking. And then Bow Wow jumped out the window and said, I was just making a tasteless joke. That lady was serious when she said she wanted us killed. Bro, what's the difference? Like, can everybody stop joking about shit that don't need to be joked about? Like, yes, that lady said she wanted to see Bow Wow and Snoop killed. Yes, law enforcement is killing young African Americans out here. But guess what? It is girls being kidnapped and put into the human trafficking ring too. So motherfuckers need to stop trying to make jokes about shit that don't need to be joked about. How about that? And curse Donald Trump as much as you want, talk shit about him, speak out against his policies, speak out against his bigotry, speak out against his hate, but don't threaten the motherfucker. Don't threaten to kill him. Threatening to kill a president is a goddamn felony, okay? You get motherfucking 5 years for that shit, $250,000 fine. We don't need to be doing all of that. You're Erica P's, you're right. 2 wrongs don't make a right, okay? You're absolutely right. But, you know, we don't need to be doing all that shit, man. We got to stop encouraging our motherfucking brothers to do shit that's going to get them fucked up, regardless of how stupid they may be. And guess what? If Bow Wow was to get locked up and go to jail, wouldn't none of y'all motherfuckers care? It wouldn't y'all would be tweeting me, telling me to give Bow Wow Donkey of the Day. Y'all would not give a fuck if Bow Wow got locked up by goddamn Donald Trump. But we don't need that shit, man. I don't wish that on nobody. Like, motherfuckers, you know, even though Donald Trump is the celebrity in chief, even though he's the executive producer of Celebrity Apprentice, at the end of the day, he's the motherfucking president. And the president, it's consequences to saying certain shit about the president of the United States of America, especially when that president wants to be a dictator. And I know everybody is like, oh, well, they said negative things about Barack Obama all the time. The difference is, you know, Barack Obama ain't petty. Barack Obama ain't a petty motherfucker. Donald Trump is a petty motherfucker. Donald Trump fucking tweeted Snoop Dogg and said, if I was Donald Trump, you'd be in jail. He already setting the stage. He already setting the stage for that shit. So leave that petty motherfucker alone when it comes to shit like that. You don't have to threaten his life. You can call him a piece of shit. You can question all his policies, question his bigotry, all that shit, but don't threaten his motherfucking life or threaten the life of his goddamn indentured immigrant, Melania. Kimberly Rodriguez said, how's tax? Tax good. I talked to tax this week. Tax is going to be taxed under any circumstances. I told y'all that already. Tax don't even sound like he in jail. Tax don't sound like he hitting me up from Brooklyn or wherever he was hitting me up before. Like, yo, I'm about to come meet you on MTV type shit. Like, Tax is a different dude, man. He absolutely is a different dude. Oh, yeah, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all some fly. Oh, can't show y'all that. I'll show you these. Boom. It's the official cover for my book, Black Privilege. Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It. In stores April 18th. Okay? It's really real. We are a month and a day away from this book being in stores, but you can pre-order now at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. Go to cethabook.com, cthabook.com. You see that? The front cover, Black Privilege, Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It. That represents where I'm kind of at now, where I'm going. Because, you know, it's going to be a point in my life where I ain't wearing nothing but sweatsuits with no drawers and suits like that. Okay? Trust me. Sweatsuits with no drawers and suits like that. That's what I'm going to be rocking. I'm going to be wearing sweatsuits with no drawers to the radio station. And then when you see me the other time, I'm going to have on a motherfucking suit. All right? Uncle Charla got to grow up. See, I got my people on the back. My people provided quotes. Got my problematic princess, Lena Dunham. My sis, Lala Anthony. South Carolina's own Stephen Colbert. The Queen, Issa Rae. And my uncle, my OG, Steve Harvey. Okay? So, yeah. I work hard, motherfuckers. It goes down. You goddamn right that says 843 on the hat. 843. Okay? Monk's Corner all motherfucking day. Charleston, what's happening? Salute to the 803, Columbia, South Carolina. I rep mine. Okay, I am what I am because of motherfucking South Carolina. And listen, if you listen to the Brilliant Idiots podcast this week, I had a lot of things to say about Barnes & Noble. We worked all that out, you know. I don't know what the issue was, but I know that whatever the issue was, it's not an issue no more. Barnes & Noble was like, yes, you could do a moderated book signing at the Grove. I got Carrie Champion. Carrie Champion's moderating my book signing at the Grove. Damn, I don't got none of my dates. I'm by myself right now. I don't know where. Oh, Paige is actually somewhere else right now. She got all my shit. Fuck. I can't tell y'all the dates. I got but I'm gonna tell y'all the book signings. I got I'm doing a big book signing at Powerhouse Arena in Brooklyn. That's on April. Don't give me the line. I'll tell y'all when I get all that shit in front of me. But it's a book signing at Powerhouse Arena, and it's a moderated event. I got Angela Rye moderating that. I'm doing another moderated event at the YouTube space. It's going to be for 75 people. It's only going to be for 75 people, but it's going to be at the YouTube space. You can win your way into that. And I got Zuri Hall moderating that. Salute to the homie Zuri. The one in L.A. at the Barnes & Noble at the Grove. Carrie Champion from ESPN, my good friend, is moderating that. Got another one in D.C. on May 4th. Angela Rye is moderating that one as well. I'm doing one in Columbia, South Carolina, at the Books A Million in Columbia, South Carolina. My homegirl, Beezy Baby from Hot 103.9 in Columbia is moderating that. I'm doing one in Charleston, South Carolina at, I think it's the Blue Bicycle Book Club. You're right, Brian McCarter. How am I promoting my stuff and I know nothing? That's the story of my life. I know enough. I know where the stuff is at. I just don't know the dates. Cinco? Sí, señor. All right. But Tessa Spencer's doing the one at Blue Bicycle Club. Who else? I'm doing one at Georgia Tech Barnes and Noble. I have no idea who's moderating that one. I really don't. I think, I don't want to say because I'm not sure. But, yeah. Long story short, it's going down. Book tour is going down. Black privilege opportunity comes to those who create it. It's really real now. Funniest thing in the world to me, man, is like, I always tell y'all that your thoughts become things, man. All this shit that's happening in my life, I swear I was thinking about 10 years ago. From having my own book, I always knew what I wanted my book to be about. Well, the original concept of my book was called I Don't Give a Fuck and Neither Should You, a self-help guide on how not to give a fuck. But then last year, I was like, you know what? I want to call my book Black Privilege. Simple reason I'm calling my book Black Privilege, because I think it's a privilege to be black. And with all this talk of white supremacy and all of this talk about white privilege, and, you know, we see the rise of white nationalism again, I feel like we need to be reminded that we special as a motherfucker too, okay? Everybody got privilege, but you know, I'm black. You see the melanin. Contrary to popular belief of the bleaching rumors, you see the melanin. So I'm black, and I'm proud to be black, and I think it's a privilege to be motherfucking black. And if you don't think it's a privilege to be black, then who the fuck taught you to hate yourself? Gerald McGee Jr. says, is alt-right Andy going to moderate any of them? Absolutely not. I talk to Andrew once a week on the Brilliant Idiots podcast, and throughout the week we just text each other. Anything else is just too exhausting. Anything else is just too exhausting. Richard Hughes says, you put the vibes out there. Absolutely. Even down to the fact that I knew we were going to be a nationally syndicated morning show. I talk about it in my book. You can ask Angela Yee when you see her in the street. I told Angela Yee in 2009 that one day me and her were going to do mornings on Power 105.1 together. I didn't even have a radio job at the time. I had got fired from Philly. And I was in New York shooting a pilot for BET with me and my partner Lil Duval and Angela. It was a pilot. It was like a first take for BET. And Angela was representing like the moderator role that Carrie Champion used to do, and that new immigrant does now. I can't remember her name, but she's on there. And me and Duval was like Skip and Stephen A, or Skip and Max, or Stephen A and Max, whatever combination they got now. And that day we was eating in a hamburger spot, and I said, Angela, one day you and I are going to do mornings on Power 105. And she said, how? I never did terrestrial radio. I'm on satellite. And she said, Charlamagne, you don't even have a job. I said, I don't know how. That's the thing about God and the way things go down in my life. I don't know how. I just know that it will. The how ain't got nothing to do with me. That's just the way. That's dead serious. The how, and that's all of y'all should remember that shit. The how don't got nothing to do with nothing, okay? It's all about saying it's going to get done. That's it. I wake up, I say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I figure out the process, I guess, on how to get there, and I just work towards that, and I just keep that thought in my mind. But how it actually all comes together, you can never plan that or script that. The only thing you can plan is, like, the end result. The only thing you can say is, this is what I want to do. That's why I hate everybody getting mad at LeVar Ball. I think I pronounced his name right, LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball is out here trying to manifest things for his motherfucking kids. What is wrong with a father saying he wants his 3 sons to have $1 billion shoe deal? Even if he don't get that $1 billion shoe deal, just the fact that he shot for something that high, he gonna touch something. It's all you motherfuckers out there that don't ever set any goals for yourself. All you motherfuckers out there that don't know how to dream big, who knock people like LeVar Ball. And as far as LeVar Ball saying things like, in my heyday, I could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. Why y'all acting like y'all don't got a black father? That's how I can tell that your daddy wasn't in your motherfucking life. Because if you had a black father in your motherfucking life, you know that your black father is not going to admit to another man being better at him than anything. Okay? Period. My father right now either knows somebody who can beat Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson, or he thinks he can beat Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson himself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? And then you got to think, LeVar Ball got 3 sons. He's not going to motherfucking tell his 3 sons that another man can whip him in anything. That's what a black father does. Black fathers, man, I don't give a fuck what it is. Your black father going to act like he better at it. I remember my father, told me that he used to sniff coke with Rick James and Tina Marie. I don't know if it's true or not, but he damn sure said he outsnorted them motherfuckers. That's just how black fathers are. Black fathers just feel like they can be better than anything. Fuego Montana says, I could be the face of Power 105. That's what he said about, he said, that's a quote LeVar Ball would say. So the fuck what? If you don't believe in yourself, who the fuck will? If you don't set crazy goals for yourself, who the fuck will? What's wrong with y'all, man? You got to be confident, especially being black or being any marginalized person in this society. We got to damn near be delusional, like, to make it, because they tell us all the time that we can't. You know what I'm saying? They tell us all the things that are against us over and over and over. We know the things that are against us. Like, we know the systemic oppressions that try to suppress all motherfucking greatness. So we have to be delusional, right? But by the way, it's not even being delusional. It's just believing in yourself, period. Because, of course, this society is structured for us to think that we're lesser than. That's why I keep telling y'all, man, white privilege, white supremacy, white nationalism, all that shit is very real. But just because it's very real don't mean that you have to adopt a black inferiority complex. That's why you see me out here screaming black privilege like a motherfucker, all right? And guess what? I had a dude get mad at me, a white dude too, because somebody tweeted me about the Khalif Browder story. And they was like, damn, man, I'm so glad Jay-Z got involved with this story, because if Jay-Z didn't get involved with this story, then the story may not be out there the way that it should be. So I replied to the dude, and I go, well, Jay-Z's using his privilege for the right things. Like that's what having privilege is about. That's what being in a privileged position is, right? That's what it's about, like being able to use your privilege to empower others. Like, that's what I speak on all the time, using your privilege to empower others. And this white dude, he's a radio personality in Houston. I can't remember his name, but he hit me and he goes, I think you're using the wrong word. He was like, privilege. He was like, privilege means, you know, that you were handed things in life, or, you know, you came from a good upbringing. And I'm like, that's not, you ready? All right. Okay, I'm like, that's not always necessarily true. Sometimes you can work to put yourself in a position of privilege. And I mean, that's what somebody like Jay-Z did. Jay-Z came up from the slums and worked to put himself in a position of privilege. So I just think white people don't like us using the word privilege because they feel like that's something that they own. So my mentality is like, look, white people have been co-opting stuff from us for years. So now it's time to co-opt some shit from them. Okay? Simple and plain. All right? So black privilege in bookstores April 18th. Okay? Pre-order now at barnesandnobles.com, amazon.com, wherever you buy books. Now we got to go into rehearsals. You see Crystal?
Charlamagne.
Hey, Crystal.
I want to be on your Facebook. What? No, wait a
Crystal
minute.
and wax.
No. See, no, Charlamagne is full of shit. Don't let Charlamagne lie to y'all.
Sante.
Do not let Charlamagne lie to y'all.
She my boy.
No, the hell I'm not.
Man, they did look a little cozy just now. I didn't know they was doing all
You're
that.
not going to have Dominican women.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Don't have none of Wax's girlfriends coming after me. I ain't got time for that.
Oh, Wax keep a fat Dominican on deck.
You know he do.
Wax worse than DJ Self. I don't know
At
who.
least 2 pair.
I don't know who got more fat Dominicans, Self or Wax.
Damn.
You want a drink, Chris?
No, you know I was the
You want a drink, Asante?
Oh,
Are we ready?
I put
All right.
the book twice, so when I get the physical copy, I'm gonna need you to sign that.
I got you, my
I got
brother.
the Kindle one, and I got the
You didn't
physical
even open
one.
this.
I got you. Listen, Uncommon Sense, 11:30, MTV2.
Don't mind if I do.
Tune in, okay? We got Killer Mike on tonight. I told y'all that, right? Killer Mike on tonight, Uncommon Sense Live, MTV2, 11:30 p.m. Peace.